Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing very well and had a good weekend. Yeah, obviously it's I was gonna actually upload this on Friday, but I just didn't just wasn't feeling up to it really over the weekend. I wasn't up to it on Friday. But yeah, we're here to discuss the retained list from the 23-24 season. We're gonna go through it and kind of react to it as we go along. But yeah, before we do start though, like I say, if you do like this video, please make sure you do smash the likes. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, also on the road to 500 subscribers. We're slowly but surely getting there. Hopefully we can keep progressing. Hopefully I can be more consistent with my content as well. I'm trying my best, but it's not easy. But yeah, appreciate everybody's support. You know, and as you all know, I say it so many times, but honestly I do. Honestly, anybody that watches what I do, it does mean a lot to me. But yeah, so yeah, let's get stuck into the video then. Like I said, the return list has been released. It was released on Friday. I probably would have got this video out sooner, but I just haven't been able to record it until today, which at the moment of recording Monday afternoon. But yeah. So yeah, the majority of the out of contract players are set to be released, which has been announced. Jonathan Hogg is an exception though. Our club captain obviously is in talks with the club over a new deal that would keep him at the club. So yeah, I'm sure something can be done there now. So Hoggy, one of our absolute legends at the club, been here, for 10 years, and Huddersfield Town through and through, and I think that it would make sense to extend the deal. Now, it's going to be interesting if it is going to be, is it going to be a 1 year contract extension? Is it going to be a 2 year? Because obviously he is, obviously 35 now, and he's obviously getting a bit older now. So, and the role is what the role he's going to play, because I kind of think that maybe a player manager, a player coach, kind of that kind of role. Maybe the club will decide to give him, so he can help a bit out on the coach, but also, play a number of minutes for the club as well. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens there. But hopefully, he will obviously extend, but we're just gonna have to wait and see. Like I said, for me personally, I know that people have said, maybe it is time to release him, but I just think that now we are in League One, I think he can still contribute in League One. I think he will be able to help us. So I would definitely keep him for me. So hopefully that deal gets sorted soon. As we already know, just a bit of a recap, obviously Jacob Chapman, our young goalkeeper, has signed a new 2-year deal. Obviously, the Australian Youth International impressed, last December when he obviously stepped in for his first 2 senior appearances, when Lee Nichols and Chris Maxwell was not available. So yeah, he did well. So I'm happy for him. I think it's a good deal for him, and I think that he has got a big future, right? So good to see him getting a deal. Also, Loic Aina, one of our youngsters, Jaheim Headley, of course, who has been in this first team quite a bit this past year. Ben Jackson and Matty Pearson obviously all had 1 year extensions triggered midway through last season, and their contracts run until the summer 2025. So yeah, that's kind of something worth noting there. Now, youngsters Neo Eccleston and Fope Deru have had 1 year extensions triggered. Also, Michael Stone and Donnell Garrick are still in discussions of a new deal. So like I said, all these are from the academy, so not many people will be familiar with with these names, but yeah, obviously they are part of the club, so it's worth going through those. But yeah, let's get into the releases that have been made. Then, like I said, majority of players out of contract have been let go. But first, most notably, Jordan Rhodes, one of our legends at the club, will depart the club permanently for a second spell after spending last season out on loan at Blackpool, of course. So he came back to town in 2021 to act as a backup to Danny Ward, and I think one of my favourite memories of him since he's come back in his second spell, I think, is was the goal against Luton in the playoff semi-final in 2022. Well, obviously, the late goal that sent us to Wembley. So yeah, that was an unbelievable moment for Jordan Rhodes and for the club as well. So okay, it didn't end our way, but still, that was probably one of my favourite memories since he's come back. Now, as we know, Rhodes has obviously got 97 goals for the club in all competitions over 2 spells. As I said, obviously he was back for his second spell, which makes him 6th on the all-time goal scoring chart for Town, which is just incredible. So, just an absolute legend, really, isn't it? It's sad to see him go, to be honest with you. I am sad to see him go. I think it probably makes sense because, his wages are very high, and I don't necessarily think he would have been happy to maybe drop his wages. I'm not sure whether. I don't really know, to be honest with you. But another, obviously, Rhodes is obviously getting on a bit as well now. So, yeah, I mean, I was a bit 50-50 with this because I thought, yeah, maybe he could do a job in League One because he did do well at Blackpool, didn't he, last season when they were in League One. So, but I was kind of 50-50 with it, really. And it's never easy to let somebody that has done so much for the club go, but maybe it was the right decision. And obviously wish Jordan all the best with whatever he has planned next, wherever he goes next. It'd be interesting to see if Blackpool come back in for him or if he goes somewhere else. But yeah, unbelievable guy, and he'll always be welcome back at the club whenever he wants. Of course he will. So yeah, that was the first player obviously released. So the next player that his contract was up was Yuta Nakayama. Now, like I said, Nakayama spent 2 years at the club after arriving from the Dutch top flight. Now, obviously, he has been ravaged with loads of injuries over these past 2 years, which has also limited his game time to 39 appearances. And he scored twice and assisted and made 2 assists as well throughout his time. So, yeah, I mean, I think I was kind of thinking to myself here that Nakayama would have been quite a good player for us in League One, but obviously he didn't want to, I think he was probably not wanting to step down to League One, so obviously he decided to go. But like I said, his injuries, he doesn't seem to be a reliable player, unfortunately. I think he's got quality. I think when we've seen him, he has looked to have a lot of ability, to be honest with you. But yeah, I think maybe it was the best decision personally. I think Nakayama, he just couldn't keep fit, but I think he was good when he was fit, if you get it. So yeah, it's one of those. I think it is sensible to let him go, to be honest with you. And yeah, obviously again, wish him the best with whatever he goes on to next. The next player, of course, Brahima Diarra, who was offered a new deal, but refused, so he has left. So one of those players that didn't want to be at the club particularly, quite clearly. Obviously he made 46 appearances for the senior team, mostly from the bench, to be fair. Now, Diarra did show a lot of promise, to be honest with you, I'm not going to lie to you, but he just never really looked like he could step up to regular first team senior football, really. I just don't think he had it. He just didn't seem to have it in him. He did. It was his end product. It was end product that he was lacking a lot. But yeah, look, he clearly didn't want to be at the club anyway. So I think, yeah, I'm not particularly bothered about Diarra being let go because he didn't offer anything really for us. Now, again, I did say, I mentioned in my previous videos that he will, the club will receive a fee for him from his next club as compensation due to his age. So whoever he goes on to next, we will get some money for him back from that. The next few players here, Aaron Rowe obviously will also be released. Obviously, made his town debut in the Premier League, and he had kind of a run in the side during Corbyn's first season, if you remember. He scored a vital goal against Nottingham Forest that helped Town avoid relegation that year. But he wasn't, however, though, he was not able to kind of get back into a more full strength side afterwards, and has obviously spent the past season and a half out on loan in League Two. So I think this was kind of expected, wasn't it, really? I'm not surprised. I'm not really surprised at all by this. I think he did show bits that he could do, but yeah. And obviously they've kind of been watching the playoffs as well, and obviously I saw him, in the League Two. He plays for Crewe, didn't he? We were on loan at Crewe, who was obviously in the final. And yeah, obviously they lost, but yeah, obviously he does seem to have a bit about him. So yeah, I mean, look, I wish him the best. I think he just in the end just didn't work out for us, unfortunately. But yeah, it does make sense that I'm not too fussed about him going. I think, look, he's not really been able to make an impact properly, and yeah, like I said, being out on loan, so he's not really been required in and around the team, so at our club. So yeah, makes sense. Now Conor Mahoney is the next player who has been released. The winger obviously arrived as a free agent in the summer of 2022 after leaving Millwall, but only made 11 cameo appearances from the bench. He spent last season on loan at League Two Gillingham. Yeah, I mean, look, this guy, I'm not sure why we bought him in the first place. He's offered nothing, really. Like I say, 11 cameo appearances, been out on loan to Gillingham. I don't really know. Just the recruitment side of this, you just have to kind of laugh. This who in the right mind thought he would have worked out at the club, clearly wasn't gonna be able to do anything for us. So look, yeah, like I said, wish him the best, but like I said, it's just a bit of a little waste of a signing that we made, and it just hasn't worked out. Now, several academy youngsters will also leave during this summer. Charles Onder, who did obviously make a few appearances in the first team at one point, I remember, coming off the bench. Not this past year, obviously season before. Belangambi, the young keeper, has been released. Mustafa Olanganju has been released. Dylan Helliwell, Archie Shepherd, David Adoju, Shane Maridoza, Michael Aqua, Miles Bright, Ben Midgley, Hazim Bakra, Freddie Fletcher, and Aaron Ajungu. All academy players. And yeah, I mean, look, it's a shame to lose quite a number of those, but like I said, they haven't, maybe the club just didn't think that they would be suitable to stay on. So I can't really comment much on these players, really. I think that, obviously Ben Midgley I've seen a few times for the academy B team. Olanganju, Dylan Helliwell a bit, Charles Ondo, a bit. But look, all the youngsters aren't going to make it, are they? Unfortunately, and that's the way football goes. So yeah, like I said, wish them all the best in their careers. I'm sure they'll obviously find some other club to play for, and I'm sure they'll do well for themselves. So best of luck to our young academy graduates that have sadly left the club. Now, the retained senior squad list now in full. I will read out to you and obviously go through this. So the goalkeepers, like I say, Lee Nichols still at the club. Now, like I said, I think potentially he would be leaving. I kind of anticipating him to be leaving, but we'll have to wait and see. Chris Maxwell, of course, and Jacob Chapman, who obviously has signed a new deal just recently. Now the defenders, we've got Lloyd Kayina, Radinho Balka, Mikhail Helik, who, yeah, like I said, Helik, still at the club at the moment, but I do kind of anticipate him to be leaving if the right offer comes in, of course. But I think he'll have plenty of interest, unfortunately. Don't want him to leave. I know there is that connection with him and Duff, so they having worked together in the past at Barnsley, but I think we'll struggle to keep hold of him, unfortunately. But maybe if I'm wrong, then I'm happy. And like I said, the club have already said that there's no real need to sell anybody. They did like usual when clubs get relegated. Usually you have to release a few, but we're not in that position that we have to do. So if Helik doesn't get if we don't get the valuation for Helik, and then he's going to be staying. But I would love to be surprised and for him to stay. Of course I would, because I love Helik. I think he's a great player, and been a key player for us this past year. Okay, not really, not really being enough to keep us up, but I think he has been one of the better players this season. Not that it's hard, but do you know what I'm saying? He has got a lot of quality about him, and he's, but yeah, I think it is unlikely he'll stay, but you never know. Now Duff's come back, maybe that will tempt him to just see if we can get straight back up at the first attempt, stick with us, and see if we can get back up straight away. He might just be saying, yeah, you know what, let's see if we can get out of League One, help the team get back to the Championship. We'll have to see. Jaheim Headley, Ben Jackson, Tom Lees, Josh Ruffles, Brodie Spence, Ollie Turton. Now the midfielders, Josh Osterfield, who of course has been on loan at Crewe as well, with Aaron Rowe. But Osterfield will come back in. Be interesting to see if Osterfield is able to kind of, push himself into the first team reckoning, and see what he can do, at League One. Obviously Crewe, he's been on loan at Crewe, which were in League Two, but look, maybe he's worth a chance. I don't know. Maybe he might go back on loan again. I'm not sure. Scott High, who for me, I think we need to get rid of him really personally, but he is at the moment staying with us. I think stands Jonathan Hogg. Yeah, like I said, that's subject to him agreeing a new contract. So hopefully we can get something sorted there with him. Tom Iapenda, of course, we saw him in the final game of the season against Ipswich. I kind of been raving about him, really, to be honest with you. I think he's a fantastic player. He's got such a bright future, only young as well. And I think, maybe, he will get more minutes this season. Is this his year to break through? You never know, do you? But I do think he's got a lot of quality about him. And, yeah, we'll see. But, yeah, Tom Iapenda is there with us. Kasumu, of course, think he will be staying. Jack Redona, there's question marks about him, but he's still at the club at the moment. Like I said, deals will start to happen when the window opens. It's not even open yet, is it? The transfer window, so that's why nothing's happening so far. And Ben Wiles, now, yeah, look, I would love to get rid of him, but like I said, maybe with a pre-season he'll be good, but I don't know. It's hard to judge, but yeah, like I say, I don't think we'll be able to get rid of him, so he'll be staying. So yeah, the wingers, Pat Jones, we've got Josh Koroma and Sorba Thomas. Now, like I said, out of the three, Sorba Thomas will be going. I think there's no way back for him now, I'm afraid. I think he has shown his true colours, his attitude, body language, thinks he's too big for the club, and apparently too big for League One. So, yeah, even though he's one of the big, he's obviously, played a part this season, and yeah, didn't show much towards the end of his time here. Seemed to down tools, and yeah, look, I want Sorba Thomas to leave. We need to sell him, get some money for him, and that's it. I've kind of said my piece on him before. I think you can have all the ability in the world, and I don't think he has got all the ability in the world, but I just think he has got some ability. He's got ability, there's no doubt about that, but I just think he's one of the bad eggs of the dressing room. Very disruptive, very lazy, body language has been poor at times this season. Just looks completely disinterested. So we don't need players like that around the club. And Michael Duff was obviously our head coach now. He won't stand for any of that nonsense either. So it's just best for both parties, for him to leave. Hopefully we can get a good price for him. But yeah, just get rid of him. Forwards, Kian Harratt. Now I don't expect a lot of movement in this department. There's so many forwards at the moment. Kian Harratt, Reece Healy, Kyle Hudlin, Kieran Phillips, Bojan Radulovic, Tyrese Simpson and Danny Ward. Now, yeah, look, we've got too many strikers, haven't we? I do think that we need to get some wingers in. Obviously, like I just mentioned, if Sorba goes, there'll only be 2 wingers. So yeah, we were a bit thin in that department. But anyway, forwards, I expect a few of these to go back out on loan. The likes of Hudlin, Phillips might go back on loan. Will he maybe give him a go? I don't know. But we can't keep all these. Tyrese Simpson, again, was very poor on his loan deals that he's had recently. That was even lower down. I'm not sure if he played at League One. I'm not sure if he was out at a League One club. I think it was League Two. Wasn't it with Northampton? But I'm not sure. But yeah, Tyrese Simpson, for me, send it back on loan. Waste of time. He's not gonna be able to contribute. Kian Harratt is another questionable one, isn't it? Because I think he has obviously had disciplinary issues. I know a lot of people may want to get rid of him. Not sure if he will be able to get sold or whatever, but like I said, we've got 7 strikers, too many. Like I said, we need to get a few of those out. With the loans, Kyle Hudlin as well, another one, just no good. Not sure why we signed players like him, to be honest with you, because he struggled at, I don't really know how he's a footballer, if I'm honest with you. Kyle Hudlin, I think he's awful. So yeah, I expect a number of these to go back out on loan, if not be sold, hopefully. Danny Ward will stay, no doubt. Bojan, depends if he wants to stay. I think he will, to be honest with you. I think he will. And Reece Healy, our number 9, our first choice number 9 for sure. And hopefully, the pre-season he can really kick on this next year. Because I think, look, if we can keep him fit, then he could be a top goal scorer for us in League One. There's no question about that. He's a natural goal scorer. So hopefully with Healy we can see the best of him. But yeah, definitely build the team around him, no doubt. But yeah, that's kind of it. That's kind of it in terms of the retain list. So that's all sorted now. We know where we're at with the squad, which is good. Players will be obviously still departing who are in contract. Hopefully, players that don't wish to be here first of all out the door. And then the squad hopefully will start to take shape. But yeah, let's see what happens with that. But just happy that the return has been announced, as I said, and now we can look to build. And now everybody knows where they're at, and how the squad's looking. But finally, I do want to mention the pre-season details that have been confirmed as well over the past few days. Now, the squad will report back to training on the 24th of June, and then there'll be some local friendlies from starting on the 29th. First one against Emley, then Alfreton Town, then Guiseley FC and York City, and finishing at Harrogate Town. So yeah, obviously them fixtures have been announced. And then obviously the squad will then make the trip to Austria between the 20th of July and the 29th. No friendlies being confirmed yet, but obviously they are in the pipeline, so they will be taking place. There will be some friendlies on tour. That's the point of going out there as well. So yeah, we don't know who we're playing over there yet, but yeah, that'll be announced soon. Now the squad will be based in close to the German border. The tour will also, kind of give the first team squad and staff kind of an uninterrupted break abroad together to train and play friendly games. A chance as well to kind of further that, work together, build them relationships better, work on their fitness, their identity as well ahead of the new season, and just do as much as possible to really make sure we can hit the ground running, at the start of the season in League One. So yeah, that's kind of it. But that is your retain list. Like I say, it's sad to see a few players go. It's always sad though, to be fair, when you've had a connection with these players like Jordan Rose especially. So Nakayama's have been here obviously 2 years, and it's a shame it didn't end up working out for him here, and obviously he didn't want to play in League One, but also his injury record just wasn't really helpful for us. And like I say, the youngsters, obviously it's always a shame to lose the youngsters, but unfortunately not all the youngsters will make it. So it happens all the time, doesn't it, at football clubs? So that it is one of those things. And hopefully, like I say, John Hoggy will be able to agree a deal. I'm sure there will be something there for him to get. I'm sure that they will be able to agree a deal for him there, at least for a year, maybe 2. Depends how long he feels he can play for, and whether that will be involving a bit of a coaching role as well. Within that, I'm interested to see what happens there, as I said earlier. But anyway, guys, I'm waffling on now. We're all set. The retain list is out. Like I say, a few outgoings to come out of the squad still that are in contract, and a few incomings, of course. Over the next month or so, and the squad will start to take shape and then, like I said, the pre-season tour, the pre-season games, pre-season tour of Austria, all been announced. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But like I said, guys, thank you all for watching. Make sure you do smash a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and comment your thoughts down below on the retain list. Do you think they've got it correct? Let me know what you think about it. And yeah, but before I go, just a bit of an announcement. I will be doing some of the Euros coverage. I will be doing a bit of content there with the Euros coming up over the summer. Of course, it is in Germany. So yeah, I'll be doing a bit of England coverage. Obviously, just covering the tournament as much as I can. Not over, but obviously I'll still keep doing town stuff as well, of course. If and when we get any announcements. And yeah, I think I'm going to do a show at some point, or maybe a video on who potential players that potentially could come in. Maybe have a look at that as well with Town. But yeah, like I say, Euros coverage, I'm going to do a bit of content on that, so stay tuned for that. But anyway, guys, thank you all for watching, thank you for your support, and I'll see you on the next one. But enjoy the rest of your week. I don't know when I'll be back yet, hopefully soon. Hopefully a few, maybe Wednesday, Friday or whatever, I don't know yet. But we'll see, we'll see what happens. Just play it by how we feel we should do it, and then yeah, just kind of release whatever I'm waffling on. You know me, guys. I'm waffling on. I always do. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you very, very soon. Up the town and Michael Duff's Bar Miami. Take care, everybody, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Bye bye.